All right, so welcome everyone to our information session for the H3-ELP or HELP program for the 2024-25 school year. And if you found this place, you hopefully know a little bit about what the program is. And just so you're aware that this is being recorded so that we can post it on the website. We'll start with some introductions of who's here and who's going to be sharing some information. So I am Ryan Dunn. I'm Environmental Learning Coordinator, amongst other things. And I do a lot of the background work in the program. So during the registration period, I'm the person that I'm the point contact that we'll say, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. T.
Hi there, I'm Mrs. Trampleasure. I am one of the teachers working in the HELP program. This will be my 5th year, I think, going into, and we're looking forward to having a great meeting tonight, telling you lots about the program and hopefully seeing some of your applications come over in the next couple of weeks. Kim Alexander is the other one, and I think her mic is not working, so she's maybe just in amongst the area here.
Her mic was working.
Or maybe she's in as a guest, I'm not sure. Anyway, I
Yeah,
can answer
she's
questions, and she's here if there's anything I can't answer. She's here to back me up.
So I can go. So my name is Mandy Cleland, and I am an elementary learning coordinator for environmental education. So my role is in support of this amazing program and really connecting the elementary students and teachers and raising awareness about this amazing program in our elementary schools as students start to select their pathways moving forward.
All right. Kim, have you figured out your...
I think she's just in as a guest, Ryan. It's okay. We can start.
She has she was talking. She was able to talk before because I enabled microphone. I even enabled camera. But anyway, we can keep going.
It's just going to come and use my computer to say hello.
Okay.
Hi there. Yeah, sorry, Brian. There's just a little glitch there because I think I'm in as a guest versus a presenter. But welcome everybody to the presentation today. I'm one of the current HELP teachers, and we look forward to talking to you tonight.
There we go.
Okay, I've changed you to a presenter, Kim. I was able to do that, so. Didn't really even realize that was an option. Okay, so as you're aware, this is the Environmental Leaders Project for grade 10 students, so students that are currently in grade 9 registering from grade 10. The vision behind the program is a head, heart, and hands approach to learning. So learning about issues from local experts, learning that's personally relevant to students, and we also have the time, we're lucky because you're there all day with the same teachers, that you can take a project from start to finish. So it's a true hands-on approach to solving, to defining and even, solving some environmental and outdoor education related problems. This is exciting for us because we received some direction that allowed us to change the program in a way that we think will benefit students greatly. So we have always offered 4 full credits as part of the package, but one of the credits has changed. So we still offer English, either academic or applied. Of course, we strongly encourage all students to take the academic stream to keep their pathways open. You get your careers and civics half credit courses for grade 10, a outdoor activities, health and phys ed credit, as well as now we will be incorporating grade 10 science. One of the big reasons for that is to take the some of the pressure off of the second semester, which was packed with almost all core courses, if you were part of this program. And we had a lot of feedback around that, around concerns with that, and we're able to make that switch. So that's really exciting for us. And it doesn't change the program because a lot of those expectations were being met by students. It's just now we're actually acknowledging the achievement of those expectations in the program. And we have a common question from the past is that, but you know, we're doing these all at once and we're doing them through an environmental lens. Well, that's the only difference. You're earning the credits through an environmental lens, but you're achieving all of the same expectations, and you are full and well prepared for your grade 11 programming when you leave the program. We're also very lucky to be able to offer the HELP program at a place that is conducive to environmental education. So you are experiencing it in a relatively pristine natural environment, and you're experiencing the place as well as the ongoing curricular learning and making the learning really relevant and topical for everyone. Ms. T, did you want to talk about this article?
Sure. One of the exciting things that I don't think everybody knows that there are ELP programs, plural, within our board. And so this is just an article that was in the London Free Press, kind of highlighting both of the programs. So of course we have our ELP here at Westminster Ponds, which targets grade 10s. And then there is, of course, the East Elgin ELP that has been running for probably 20 years. I could be off on the dates there, but for a very long time, and it's well established. The difference being obviously the age level, because a lot of these students are 18, is kind of a grade 12 slash, a lot of students come back for a grade 13 year. And as a result, they're 18 and they can go and do like arborist certifications. So when we can't do that simply because of an age difference, these students are working like hands-on and getting a lot of certification, which is expensive, and it's really valuable when they go on into some of these fields. And this is a well-oiled machine. It's been running for a long time, and students really like it. We've had 3 students from the HELP program go off now. It's been running long enough that these kids have been able to go and do the ELP as well in East Elgin. Although it is off out in the county, they need a car to do that, obviously, because it's pretty far away. But it's just nice to see the range of services we run in TVDSB. Thanks, Ryan.
So if you're here, hopefully you meet some of these descriptors. You enjoy outdoor and experiential learning. You have an interest in the environment, big or small. You enjoy collaborating with others because you're working with the same people all semester, all day. You value community building. Again, you're building a community when you join the course. And hopefully you want to make a difference. Again, big or small. And you can see the picture of our first cohort there in the spring. They started in the winter, just like you, and this was towards the end of the course, right, Ms. T? I'm not mistaken there.
Right. And just something they all, you can be quiet and kind of to yourself. By the end of the semester, you'll feel, well, actually by the end of the first week, you'll feel pretty welcome in the group, and you'll find somebody who matches your kind of interest and needs and that sort of thing. And there's a lot of flexibility within our day and within the program, within the building and the area that we have access to give you that, okay, we're doing some group work now, we're working independently, now we're working inside, now we're working outside. So there's something that meets everybody's needs there.
As far as our location, we had over 100 people last week visit us at our in-person open house at our classroom location, which is in London. It's situated behind Parkwood Hospital. So those that can follow my mouse, there is Commissioners Road, here's Parkwood Hospital, and there is the location. I am right with that orientation, right? Or am I? No, I'm
Just-
sideways. This is Wellington. Sorry.
Right.
That's Wellington. So Commissioners is up along the other side here, off screen. And so it's 930 Western Counties Road, London. You unfortunately cannot magically transport from your home school on the days of help. You have to get yourself to this location. More on that in a bit. Well, you can see it's well situated in a fairly natural, pristine area right in the heart of the city, amazingly. So transportation. So we provide all students that are in the program with an LTC bus pass. This also gives us options for more environmentally sustainable field trips, because we can potentially use those bus passes to change locations if we were to work with other community members. Unfortunately, at this time, we can't say that there is transportation from outside the city of London. It is something that's being explored, but we cannot guarantee any transportation from outside the city of London. So at this time, families must provide your own transportation to London. And again, the address is at 930 Western Counties Road in London.
Can I just jump in really fast? Sorry, I won't do this too often, Ryan. A lot of the students that have come in before either have students also in the program. We can learn to carpool and or they maybe can find a neighbor who's coming into London to work and they can commute with them that way. So it's not always, you just have to be kind of creative.
Mm-hmm. And I was also going to add, lost my train of thought though. I think Jen kind of encompassed that, and if it comes back in my mind, I will come back to that point. But yeah, so that's that about transportation for now, I guess. Here's just some self-explanatory images of things that were happening in the HELP program, some action shots, and just some examples of the community partners that you might get to experience working with as part of the program. And I think we're going to move into some more specifics now. So this is Ms. Alexander.
And we're not hearing you.
You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can, yes.
Oh, okay, I think you'll be able to hear me but not see me, but that's okay. This slide here talks about some of the opportunities we have to work with younger students. Here at the building, we have elementary school kids visit regularly, almost daily. Sometimes we're able to interact with those students. Other opportunities include the Children's Water Festival and the Carolinian Forest Festival. Both of those activities that we participate in, the older students get to teach and work with the younger students, and it always comes out as one of the highlights of their year. Even really shy kids or kids that say they don't like younger children often come away from these opportunities, really just taking something away from it and really enjoying those things, working with the younger kids.
I'll unmute myself. So one of the really important highlights of this program is the connections that we make with our community partners. There are several community partners that we work with throughout the semester. I won't even rattle them all off. Just a few would be Upper Thames River Conservation Authority, Reforest London, and Thames Talbot Land Trust, but there are several more. The value of this is really working with experts in the field who have passion and who have personal experience, obviously, and stories, and share their experiences. So how they got to this particular place in their career, little hints and thoughts about the trade, just to prepare the students, and allows them to, as they work together. Quite often we work with these partners several times, so the kids get to know them by name. So they're networking. They start developing some confidence in the sense sense of maybe going and volunteering, which we highly recommend with these organizations in the evenings or on the weekends. And as a result, they're developing those skills and experiences that look amazing on resumes and ultimately lead to possible positions with some of these community partners like Upper Thames. We have 2 or 3 students who have moved on and have worked with some of these with these groups before. Next slide there. Tim, I think this is you.
So just one of the examples here of how we incorporate our classes together. Civics and careers, we really try, as Ms. Trampleasure was saying, to get the kids interacting with as many community partners as possible, and just seeing how different people take different paths into environmental careers. And as you can see there, there's a whole bunch listed, a couple that Ms. Trampleasure mentioned as well. And our grade 10 English, in some ways is the same as a traditional English class of reading and writing and that kind of thing. But we also try to incorporate our projects and our letter writing very specifically to encompass more than one class at a time. So whether that's writing letters to their trustee or to someone at City Hall, those kinds of skills work towards both their English credit and their civics careers at the same time. And as far as healthy, it's not hard to get the kids outside and moving around, but some of the great opportunities we've had a chance to do are to take the kids snowshoeing and cross-country skiing. We have both snowshoes and cross-country skis here at the building that we have access to all the time. We like to get them out to Bowler Mountain to do some skiing and some treetop climbing, as well as just, we try to spend at least some part of the day outside every day, and some days are outside most of the day. Okay, I think this is you, Jen.
Right on. So one of the organizations that we work with the most really is Upper Thames River Conservation Authority through a program referred to as the Green Leaders Program. If you are interested in the environment, this is an excellent program for that because we work a lot with them. A lot of our students move on to do some experience in terms of volunteering, and a couple, as I mentioned before, have gone on to work with them. You may have in some of your elementary classes perhaps participated in the Green Leaders Project. So what this is like a kind of an action project. It's a research action project where we basically do an inventory of our local environment. We conduct a lot of research. We come together and figure out a plan of action, and then we try to implement it. So there's a chronological list of events that we've done there in terms of, Hodges Pond was helping, and this kind of came to us through Upper Thames. They gave us a blank slate, basically, that was given to them. It was land that was being reestablished and a pond and river system being put back into its natural state. And we were asked to redevelop that in a way that would be great for conservation authority. So the kids had the opportunity to plan that out, which was pretty amazing. Then we've gone on from that to looking at biodiversity. The next one here is the Lita Trap. This was really an amazing opportunity to work with the City of London. So we were able to acquire 2 Lita traps, go into the storm drains. And the purpose of these is to capture the garbage that basically runs into these drains. We then cataloged what we found there with the help of the City of London. And then we move forward with a kind of an advertisement or an awareness campaign on the percentage of different materials that are going there. As you might know, the water from the storm drains go right into our drinking water. And then there's room there for a lot of action and movement from the kids. So again, another experience. Barry Orr here is one of the gentlemen that is over the blue tarp. He's in charge of stormwater management in London. He also is a professor in Toronto. And the research that we're doing mirrors some of the research that his students in Toronto are doing. So we're not just picking around in garbage, we're actually analyzing that data and then learning how to present that in a manner that can lead to some action and improve our environment.
So this is me. So just a little bit about school logistics. So attendance is actually taken on site. So Students coming from outside of area will actually be registered at a different school. It looks like it's going to be Laurier that they would be shared to, and that's where their attendance would be tracked, but the attendance is actually tracked on site. So there are some changes that would occur, some very specific things that have to happen if you're reporting absences and things like that. But other than that, attendance is taken on site. But there is some flexibility in terms of extracurriculars. Students may need to leave early to make it to their home school to do extracurriculars, or they may arrive a little later on some days. And the way we work that is if they are coming from a Thames Valley site within a reasonable time, then that's kind of a flexible area within the day. The actual day at Westminster Ponds goes from 8:30 till around 2:15 because of busing and for students to be able to get to their extracurricular or to get to the help program in the morning from them. The literacy test, if it is happening for students in that particular semester, so anyone who did not take it first semester would have to take it in their second semester and they would take it actually on site at the help program. Thank you to the advent of the online version of the literacy test. So it used to be a confusing process of getting back to their home school on their home school's test day, but now it can actually happen on site right at the building where they have been and where they've been comfortable all semester.
Ryan, can I just jump in there?
Sure.
We typically go to Laurier just because we then have administration and other supports for, like, example, IEPs and such. But we can talk about that as the course develops.
But you're with your help teachers and your peers. Evaluation reporting works the same as it would in any other course. You get the same report card. Your teachers in the help program will be evaluating you on overall curriculum expectations, just like any other course, and you'll get your credits as you accumulate them. We talked about transportation already and the challenges there, but what I did want to say is don't let, if you have a transportation challenge, if you feel like that's going to be a challenge, or people that didn't attend because they feel like it's going to be a challenge, encourage them to apply anyway, because if we can overcome that challenge, then they could be at the program. But if you anticipate transportation is going to be a challenge, please also register for the appropriate courses at your home school, so those spots are saved for you at your home school. It's easier to take you out of those courses than it is to try and build a timetable if you haven't registered and then the spots haven't been kind of saved for you. And that brings us to registration. So the registration is available on the website, and I'm going to go through registration a little bit later because we have a slide that summarizes it. But it is available on the website, and when we get to the slide, I'm going to flip to the website and just kind of, if you haven't, just in case people haven't found it already, I'll show you where to look. These are just some of the community partners that we've worked with in the past, and there's many missing. We need to take a picture of the updated community partners sign on site and add it to this slide deck, but we didn't do that yet. But I think that kind of summarizes what this slide's about. And once again, I think this slide speaks for itself. So Ms. Alexander told me not to talk too much about this one at our open house. So unless there's something that Ms. T or Ms. A want to say.
I would never tell you not to talk. Mr. Dunn. I think that what Ryan had mentioned maybe at some of the other, at the open house and stuff, was that these were just really great examples of pictures of kids in nature, really just being themselves and enjoying what's happening around them. And sometimes they forget they're learning at the same time.
Yeah, my wording was harsh. You said the pictures do speak for themselves, is what you said. While I was
I
babbling.
will make one note. Just if you are the proper attire, right? Like, so we usually have extra mitts and hats, and we actually have some extra boots here, but we don't have boots for everybody all the time. There's always one person who's like, oh shoot, I left them last night after hockey in my dad's van or whatever, right? So those are things to kind of think about ahead of time, especially at this time of year, simply because there's amazing sales on at like Canadian Tire and such. So as you're planning your budget, as we are all doing these days, keep that in mind as well.
That is an excellent point. These are some quotes from students, and if you actually go through the slides, these slides are posted on the website now. I just updated that tonight. You can click on the links and actually hear the message from Haley and Abby about their time in the HELP program. Ms. T, was there anything more you wanted to say about these?
They speak for themselves. I would say students love the program. I can't speak highly of it enough, and they would say the same thing. They really enjoy their time here. They become very close together, and they really enjoy the community partnerships. As Kim was mentioning before, the highlight for all of them, I think almost always, is the festivals, working, and they work hard at these festivals, so it's pretty awesome. Working with people, I think it's really that they feel like they have a sense of purpose, right? They realize that what they're learning is going to be applied immediately into a place where they can be sharing that information with other people, and they really value that, and they leave the program with a set of skills that they know will transfer into their future learning in the classroom, but also into industry environments. So have a look at these, listen to these. They're active links that you can click on there, and the kids have a good time, and it's a valuable experience.
All right, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the application. So there are 3 steps to apply. We need each student submits their expression of interest, which has a set of questions and a 1-minute video. The 1-minute video, what we encourage is that you take some time to show us your personality, your interests, your passion, and why you want to be part of the program. We'd prefer that you don't just re-answer the questions that you're answering in writing in a video form, but if that's what ends up coming out, that's fine. But take the time to show a little bit of creativity, show yourself, show your passion for the environment as you see it. And if you're really nervous about being on camera, well, we're going to see you anyway if you get accepted to the program, or when you get accepted to the program. So we'd like to see you on camera. But if you're really nervous about that, you can always cover your camera with a piece of paper or something and just speak into it. The second part. Oh, were you going to say something, Ms. T?
That's one of the reasons we have the video essentially is so that we can see that the kids are actually truly interested in this, right? So as much as it is a comfortable learning space here, and we accommodate everybody in terms of where they are and where they're feeling, but it is really important that the students want to be here. This isn't just a parent wishing upon and saying, oh, I wish we had this when I was a kid, because it is a unique learning experience, and you're going to be outside, you're going to move with people, with a lot of different people, and that sort of thing. So if we can see that in the student's face, that makes us feel a little bit more confident in our selection. But if you're super frustrated and super nervous about applying via the video, I guess we can accommodate that as well.
Okay, and number 2 is the parent questionnaire. Why you as a parent, or why your parent agrees that this experience would be a good fit for you. And finally, number 3 is references, and you need 2 of them, just to be clear. One reference is a current teacher, and oh, Miss Cleland, it got loud over where you are. So your references, sorry. A current teacher, we would also accept a current vice principal, principal, or guidance counselor as well. And then you need another reference from another caring adult that knows you. So this can be a former teacher. So it could be a grade 8 teacher, for example. It could be a music teacher, a coach. If you have a part-time job, it could be your boss or manager. You can get creative as far as that goes. It could be your neighbor that you shovel the driveway for when it snows. But we just want somebody else that knows you and but doesn't know you on necessarily just that educator student level as a current teacher would. But we want both we want to see both perspectives from your references. So where you would find that is on the website. So I'm gonna stop this for a sec. And then I'm going to drag over the website. If I can find it. Oh. So hopefully you can see the website there, and hopefully my team can let me know if you're not seeing it. But when you get to the website, up along the top, you'll see the interested section, and that's where you click to find all the application pieces. And it lays everything out here. So the student expression of interest, caregiver or parent support, and then and this also, sorry, I should point out, this also lays out all of the questions that the application asks you, and it's just a Google form. So you'll want to prepare ahead of time, whether that's in another document or in some notes that you make on your phone or whatever. So you can just copy and paste or retype the information easily into the form. And then of course there's the 1-minute video that you can upload. The reference letter, as you're requesting, your references might want more context, more information. So down here is a copy of some information that you could share with your references. The date you need to have everything in by is February 5th, 2024. We have a maximum of 50 spots over the 2 semesters, so 25 per semester as a maximum. And so just as an example, let's say we had 50 on February 5th and yours came in on February 6th as number 51. We would have to waitlist you because you didn't meet the deadline of February 5th. So you don't want that to happen, but please make our job harder by getting your applications in on time. And if your references do have trouble uploading, if the form's not working for them for whatever reason, then you can always arrange to email me directly with the reference letter. So no worries there. Get rid of that, go back to this. Okay, so now we have time for question and answer. I will leave the recording running just to capture some of those. If you're comfortable, if you want to wait till after we've stopped the recording to ask questions, that is fine too. You can unmute yourself to ask questions. Please raise your hand so we can acknowledge and we don't have people fighting for airtime. Or you can which is there's a button to raise your hand on the top of Teams there. Hopefully you can find it. Or you can type questions into the chat and we'll say those out loud and repeat them out loud and then attempt to answer them as we can. So does anyone have any questions?
I have a question, Ryan. What if I don't know how to ride the bus?
Oh, that is a great question. So you'll be able to connect with people probably at the HELP program who have experience riding the bus, and they'll be able to show you how to use the LTC app and where to find your um, pickup locations and bus stop locations and where to get off. And as you get off at Parkwood Hospital, it is a very safe area. And it's a very short walk from the bus stop to the actual site. Anything to add, Ms. T or Ms. A?
I think sometimes that's a common question for sure. I'm glad Kim brought that up. The kids learn quickly. They also figure out who's on what bus together and that sort of thing. Often kids come the first couple of days with their parents. The parents are dropping them off and they're learning. A lot of students in grade 10 are learning how to ride the bus. It's a really important skill actually for students to develop as they're heading into their working years. So it's an added sense of freedom and independence.
So there is a question in the chat here, Ryan. I'm not sure if you can see that. It says, I may have missed it, but will there be 2 semesters in 24-25?
So the number of semesters depends on the number of accepted applicants. So if we only get 25 applicants, there will only be 1 semester and it will be semester 2. If there are enough applicants to run it both semesters, then there will be 2 semesters, and you would know about that at the time of you would learn about that at the time of acceptance. And the other question I see first is the application for both semesters? Yes. So we cannot guarantee which semester that you can be timetabled in, because from past experience, everyone requests second semester. However, as I mentioned in the presentation, there's only 25 spots per semester. So you could end up being timetabled into either one of the semesters, unless there was extremely extenuating circumstances that justified you requesting one semester over the other. Previously, there was the grade 11 leadership course. Can we get that one instead of the environmental science course? I see the correction. If you've already done civics and careers. We've always, for the civics and careers, we have always only replaced that with environmental science. So that would remain the same in this case. You're welcome, Adelaide. Are there any other questions before I stop the recording? Yes, it does. Karen asked, integration with French immersion. Yes, this does work with French immersion. However, in your non-help semester, the students will have to take all 4 of their required French courses, the courses in French. And so that's the only caveat there. Sparrow asked, when will acceptance notices be sent out roughly? So we usually take about a week to review applications and construct the personalized acceptance notices. So it would be within the week after the applications are submitted. Any other questions? And like I said, if you you're nervous about your question being recorded, that's fine. You can ask as we stop the recording.